I once interviewed a student, a potential student, and she told me the following story. She said that she'd grown up not Jewish in the Midwest and had become an artist, gone to university, majoring in art. And one day she saw an advertisement for an exchange program for 2 weeks to come and learn in Israel about art in Israel. I'd never been, sounds exciting, she signed up. She came, it was a great program. And on the Friday night before they left, the head of the program gave them all the names of the bars and how to get there and which cab companies to call. It said if anyone's interested in the Jewish experience, then there's a family that would be happy to host you for a Friday night meal. So she went for the Shabbat, for the Friday night meal. And she was telling me this, and she said, I felt at home in that meal in a way I'd never felt in my life. I felt connected to something, I felt drawn into the family, accepted. But there was something deeper that I couldn't explain. And it was so moving to me that it shook me up, and the whole flight home I was shaken up. So I got home, I read a little bit about Judaism, and I told my mother I think I'd like to learn a bit about Judaism in college, and maybe go spend a year sometime and study. My mother looked at me for a long time, she said, we need to talk. She sat me down, she said, listen, I got to tell you this, I promised your grandparents I'd never tell you, but you're Jewish. She explained the story, her parents had escaped the Holocaust, had decided it wasn't worth it to be a Jew, had moved to the Midwest, had joined a church, hadn't believed it, but had felt that they were doing the best thing for their children to prevent them from ever being caught in anything like that again. And she said, and we were raised sort of vaguely Christian. And so the girl realized that she was all of a sudden had experienced on that Shabbat that she was a part of something that she hadn't even known she was a part of, that the connectedness was so deep, it went beyond her own consciousness, her own sense of self. So I said to her, so you'd like to come and learn Torah? She said, no. She said, I want to learn Torah. But what I really want to learn is who I really am. I want to discover who I really am. And I think the Torah will teach me something about that nothing else in the world can do. So that was a very moving story, obviously. And her line about I'm coming to learn Torah is not just about Torah, it's about learning about who I am. That's just true. And that the Torah reveals the deeper sense of who we are and what we want to be and what we're striving for in our lives. And to learn Torah is to discover, to some degree, who you really are deep down as a person.